So greetings and thank you for joining us today. My question is, as starseeds, we have a purpose to assist the earth during this time. And as we approach the Great Conjunction, can you maybe share more about what we need to do during this time?
Let us begin by reminding you first that this connection honors us as much as it honors you. And we are expanding as you are in this co-creation. To begin with, recognize that there is nothing that you need to do. There is no duty that must be fulfilled. There is no obligation that must be met. What there is a desire to be of service. This is why you have found yourself focused into this time space, because you held a desire to be of a particular form of service. Recognize too that this service is mutually beneficial. You are not here in sacrifice. You have not given up something of yourself in order to rough it out in this time space. Instead, you have focused here because it offers you as a starseed, it offers you the opportunity to play with time and space, to play with the ascension journey that plays out within time and space in a particular way. It allows you to offer sovereign service to those who are engaged in the ascension process that is currently unfolding on this planet in this time space. So first, recognize that you are under no obligation to offer any service, to be any form of being, or to sacrifice any aspect of yourself in support of the ascension process. This ascension will occur regardless. However, starseeds have the opportunity to facilitate the ascension process in a way that is mutually beneficial. Let us describe the mechanics of this arrangement for you. The earth anchors a particular vibrational field. Her field generates a vibrational density. What this means is that all vibrational enactments, all vibrational foci that occur within her ambit, within her atmosphere, are confined to a particular density. The word confine is not precisely correct. There is a wide range of possibility that is encompassed in her field. But when you are in an unconscious state of co-creation, then you are confined to the overarching density generated by Gaia, by the earth. When you come into consciousness, then you are not limited to this field of density any longer. The density simply anchors you for particular forms of creation and co-creation. This is a significant arrangement to recognize that you are not confined to Gaia's density except in your unconscious mode, and this is because It offers a measure of protection for you. If you are unconscious and accessing the expanded powers that are yours, then you would be destructive without recognizing the effects of your co-creation. By being limited to Gaia's field of density, you are slowed down enough so that you are afforded the opportunity to come into consciousness so that you may reclaim your sovereign powers. So, within third dimensional experience, you are primarily in an unconscious state of creation or co-creation and are confined to the density of the planetary body where you are focused. This is not unique to Gaia. It is not unique to your earth. As you ascend into the fourth and especially the fifth dimensions, you begin to master yourself and reclaim your sovereignty, and you enter into a co-creative relationship with Gaia, which is fully conscious. As you become a conscious co-creator, you are released from the field of control that is generated by the density of your planet. You then begin to be able to perform what you might describe as miracles. You are able to transmute and transform matter, but more impressively, you are able to work consciously with each of your bodies and expand your state of being into more subtle realms of expression. So, returning to the matter of starseeds. Starseeds are beings who have had life cycles of incarnation on other planets. So starseeds are from a different density and frequency of being. They are most often ascended compared to the vibration of this planet, and by and large, although not exclusively, they have chosen to incarnate onto this planet in order to support the planet to lift her vibrational field, to release some of her density so that she is expanding the field of possibility into more subtle dimensional expressions, what you might describe as higher dimensional perspectives. It is important to recognize that dimensions are not hierarchically arranged. Higher does not mean better than lower. It simply means more subtle than the denser vibrational fields. So starseeds, by and large, have chosen to focus their beings into this planetary experience in this time space because it is an exciting time of ascension. It is a time when the collective, anchored on the planet and led by the planet herself, are engaging in a process of ascension from one dimensional range into another. Always, all beings are engaging in a process of ascension, but there is a particular excitement when a collective tips over from one dimensional experience into another. It is the dimensional shift that we are describing as this particular ascension. And so with the starseeds here, what becomes possible is an increased pace of ascension. Now here is some of the confusion. Many starseeds have an instinctive recognition that they have come to serve, but they mistake the service. They believe or come to believe that they are meant to serve the human collective. This is imprecise. Certainly there is service to the human collective, but more precisely, they have come to support the planet to increase her vibrational range so that she may support all of the species that are resident on this planet. It is not the purpose of StarSeeds to transform the societies that they have focused into. Rather, it is the purpose of StarSeeds to recognize where there is dissonance within those societies, where there is dissonance that is holding the vibrational field into a lower range, and to themselves begin to hold a higher frequency so that the planet herself has support to energize the shift. Do you recognize the distinction here? The StarSeed's purpose is not to reconstruct a society. It is not the purpose of a StarSeed to pull humanity forward. Rather, it is the purpose of the StarSeed to be themselves so fully that they generate within the dissonance they experience a vibrational field that stretches the field of possibility into ascendance. They are not undermining the path of the collective on this planet. Instead, they are amplifying their field and inviting the collective, the individuals they encounter, to join them at an ascended focus of energy, at an ascended vibration of experience. They are working with the planet to serve the collective, rather than seeking to control or to transition the choices of the collective. It is not your purpose, StarSeed, to redress the wrongs that you encounter around you. The collective must face themselves and take accountability for their creation. You wound them and yourself by seeking to remove these challenges from them. This is not your task. Your task is to be yourself, to reclaim your sovereign state, and from that sovereign perspective, enter into conscious co-creation with the planet directly, and to work with the planet to generate and strengthen an ascended field of possibilities that allow those who are focused in third dimensional experience to shift and ascend, to recreate themselves and to reclaim their sovereignty. It is not your task, nor is it possible for you to gift sovereignty to any other. Sovereignty is a DIY frame or field. It must be claimed from within. When you seek to alleviate the challenges you perceive around you, what you end up doing is surrendering your own sovereignty and shifting from a perspective of sovereign service into servitude. When you attempt to resolve the dissonance you perceive around you that is generated by others, you willingly enter into a vibrational contract at that vibrational field of frequency. In other words, you commit your energy into third dimensional experience. And this is why many starseeds struggle and encounter deep depression as they immerse themselves within third dimensional experience. You cannot hold a higher dimensional frame or a higher dimensional frequency and enact your being into the third dimension. If you choose to enact and engage at a third dimensional level, you are choosing to densify your vibrational field into a third dimensional range. You are opting into the third dimension. When you reclaim your freedom and enact your sovereignty, when you enact your truth, you recognize that there will be dissonance with the third dimension. But your task is not to find peace with the third dimension, but rather to support generating a field to ascend that vibrational density, that vibrational field. You have chosen to come here recognizing that you are welcome by the planet, but you are not of this planet. You come in co-creation with her. You come because she has invited you and she welcomes you. If you are able to focus on co-creating with her directly, you will find that you reclaim your strength and are strengthened by her in turn. She is not a selfish co-creator. She is most generous. When you consciously enact your contract with her, you will find that she will energize you and you will feel less lonely, less isolated, less like a duck out of water. She will refresh your field and she will gladly and gratefully enter into a co-creative relationship with you. This does not mean that you should ignore all of the human collective, for you yourself have taken on human form. You are part of this collective, but you must find for yourself a position within the collective that does not deny your human nature, but rather ascends your human nature into an expanded potential of itself. So you are supporting the planet to expand her field, and you are becoming the version of humanity that is an expanded version of itself.
Thank you.
We are honored to serve in this space, and we are glad and gladdened that you have asked us to contribute this clarity. This fulfills us. It is the way in which we have chosen to serve in this time space, just as you have chosen to serve as an energetic amplifier, StarSeed. We have chosen to serve as your support staff, as your team behind the scenes. And so it pleases us and it honors us and it fulfills us when we are able to offer this to you in co-creative conversation.